Quexquemitl Huasteco, Cosmology of the Tenec People.
This is located in the state of San Luis Potosí in the Huasteca region. It encompasses the municipalities of Tancahuitz de los Santos, Aquismón, Tanjalas, Tampacán, Ciudad Valles, Huehuetlán, and San Antonio. This video will show the importance and meaning of the elaboration of Quexquemitl for the Tenec people and the reasons to preserve it. Its name comes from the Nahua voice Quechtli, neck, and Quemitl, dress. The Quexquemitl was made by the woman who actually made the textiles. At this time, they were made with the backstrap loom technique. Later, it was embroidered with elements that symbolize the history and religion of the people of the woman who made them. In the case of Huasteco embroidery, the main figurative forms are the tree of life, the star of Tenec, the flower of the wind, animals, and typical ideology of the Huasteco culture. Another symbolic aspect was the fringe. It was a sign of unmarried, while the hilts represented a married woman and in some cases were only used by the nobility or for rituals. The Huasteca Potosina is a subhumid tropical region at a height of between 500 and 800 meters above sea level. It has tropical and warm humid climates, average temperatures above 20 degrees Celsius, which means that the vegetation is composed of medium-height jungle. Among the animal species, there are spider monkeys, anteaters, armadillos, rabbits, gray fox squirrels, raccoons, jaguars, iguanas, lizards, and poisonous snakes. The uses of the Quexquemitl are mainly as a traditional garment, Tenec clothing that is worn by Tenec women. The function that is used as an economic source of work for the Huasteca artisans and what gives identity to the Huasteca woman, embodying it in the history, beliefs, and cultural heritage of their children. The main custodians of this element are the people who belong to the Tenec indigenous communities in the Huasteca Potosina. This element needs to be preserved and considered the intangible cultural heritage of a local category to give recognition to the traditional handmade clothing that has been little valued by the population and to avoid cultural appropriation from other countries when making these designs without giving credits to the author. The factors that threaten this heritage are the plagiarism of the Quexquemitl designs, mainly by national and international fashion companies, the lack of interest of the young people of the Tenec community in learning embroidery. The Convention for the Safeguarding of the Intangible Cultural Heritage of 2003, Article 13 and 15. This strategy is aligned to meet the Sustainable Development Goals 1, the end of poverty, and 8, the decent work and economic growth, since it is aligned to improve the payment of products made by artisans and thereby give recognition to this garment.
Quexquemitl highlights identify the Tenec people since it has been an ancestral activity that shows the philosophy and thought of culture in the design of animal, plants, human beings, and gods, refer to their oral tradition and that accompanies women throughout their life. The way of disseminating this good is through workshops in which the artisans of Tenec communities will teach embroidery techniques. In these practices, attendees will be able to make designs based on their own stories. Using designs from the Huasteca culture, they will be able to embroider part of their history. It is expected that with this dissemination strategy, the working conditions of the artisans can be improved by being able to recognize their work and that it will be valued at a fair price. In addition to this, the recognition of the culture by the citizens of the region will be performed. The institutions involved will be the Ministry of Culture and the Center of the Arts, where the workshops and other media can be held. Safeguarding a country's heritage is important as it helps define a country's sense of identity, as well as keeping history and traditions alive, as is the case with the Quexquemitl. It is necessary to preserve it since it represents the cosmological history of the Tenec people.